What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 23 of my my Total War Warhammer. Why did it go to Wei Jin? Huh, weird. Warhammer 3, yada yada yada, Bhashiva the White Tiger, Mortal Empires campaign. Anyway, as we saw last time, Clan Rictus is at long last pretty much destroyed, down to one settlement with only Trutch Craven Tail remaining. We have maxed out the High Lord of Shangyang and have unlocked everything we need to, well, all the insignias and all the buildings that we have, though again, to finally unlock the buildings on turn 70 did take a little bit of a long time. Those Jiao Ming goals, man, and they take forever. We are 2 relics short of completion here, and well, are well underway to proceeding towards the final battle and towards the end of the campaign, though I have been having a lot of fun with this one. Anyway, we are still in this turn, but why? Is there anything that I've forgotten to do? Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Was there perhaps a battle? Muji, I see that you have not moved. We had to decide between attacking Throt the Unclean or Karakarasiak, and I believe last time I said that Throt the Unclean was the way to go. So, assuming you're the only one that has to move, we'll send you out to Throtty, and he will fight. And what do we have here? Oh, he had... Oh, I did not think that he had another stack in the settlement as well as Throt's stack. Oh my. Now, the difficulty with this is going to be all the artillery and stuff that these guys have. I think that, Tao Yan's Trident can beat Throt's Things Catcher, because she's anti-large specialized. He's also kind of anti-large specialized, but we have, like, no large units in this army. But yeah, it's going to be the artillery and the rattling guns, the Jezzails, all that stuff that's a problem. Hopefully, we can use our Vanguard deployment to counteract a decent amount of that, but I guess we're about to find out. Go.
Fear not death's embrace, for it is the embrace of your loving ancestors.
Alrighty, here we go. I was not expecting a choke point battle by any means, and this could actually work in our favor or could work against us depending on how the battle against the rest of the enemy stacks goes. At least, or the other 2 stacks, at the very least against the first army, this does go in our favor because we are able to Vanguard deploy close enough to the enemy to immediately target those Plague Clog catapults and the other enemy range units, taking out the Warplug Jezzails and catapults and working on those Death Globe Bombardiers or Globadiers before they do too much damage to our line of Jade Warriors. One volley from them does hit us for about 20k, or 20k, 20% of their HP. But on the bright side, Throt is unable to break through the lines of halberds this time, and this is where that choke point works nicely for us. Last time, Muji and this army generally fought Throt. They were unable to keep Throt from breaking the line because it was a distributed battle, and Throt simply ran to the backliners and started wrecking face, killing off a bunch of the various Jade Warrior crossbows. In this particular case, he can't do that, however. And that's real nice. Anyway, another Warplug Jezzail unit is firing away at us, but not for a long-eyed wager. They may have those little shields of theirs, silver shields in fact, but they are still such insanely fragile units. And the shields just don't help enough. There we go, certainly not to win a shootout even against a single Jade Warrior crossbow. And in the meantime, the ordered ranks that the magistrates keep talking about are holding well. Though admittedly, such ordered ranks would be very susceptible to a Crack's Call or a big spell from the enemy. Although I ain't seeing any as yet. Anyway, the Doom Wheel has failed to break through the lines, the Rat Ogres have failed as well, and I don't know if Throt has run away or has fallen, but what I do know is that he ain't here right now. I think he did get destroyed by Tao Yan, who did close the distance with him as well. And his summoned Rat Ogres are trying to do something before they disappear, but disappear they shall. Alrighty, but this was essentially the easy part of the battle, where we could leverage the choke point in our favor. And the rest of the battle perhaps might not go so easy. And of course, the Clan Rat summons from the menace below will continue irritating us. And yeah, looks like the artillery has arrived on field, and out of curiosity, all the way on top of that hill, they can actually reach us here, and this is where it becomes dangerous. Of course, the enemy warp lightning cannons will immediately start targeting our units of, our lords and heroes that are on those sky lanterns, and we'll immediately have to do our best to counter the artillery piece by summoning or wasting or using, whatever you want to say, our single summon of Ironclaw Tiger Warriors. It's necessary. The other option would have, of course, been to actually start making our way up the hill. We would still have been able to use the cliffside here and make at least half of a choke point against the enemy. But for that, we would have had to have started here, ideally, because we have only now just cleared out the remnants of Thrott's army, and keep in mind that we couldn't quite just move, as the menaces below would have kept harrying us all the way. And it looks like the Grey Seer is casting a little bit of a warp lightning on us, and we move forward to cast an overcast use of the dwellers below to hopefully bring down the second artillery crew here. Also, I always love the little rat, the little rangefinder rat. There's some very nice details on the Skaven stuff. The pump rat on the back of Doom Wheels and the rangefinder rat on the warp lightning cannons are my favorites. But anyway, and let's see how we did here. The second warp lightning cannon does get cleared out by the overcast spell, leaving only one, a plague claw catapult, the only artillery piece left. So we will risk our alchemist to move close enough to drop the searing doom upon the plague claw catapults. It does severely damage their crews, but unfortunately leaves all 4 artillery pieces intact. We'll try to use the Elven Obelisk to try to dodge more fire from the enemy range shots. And we are definitely going to need it as the artillery is once again targeting us. Fortunately, we got 96 speed now on the Sky Lantern, and that's pretty darn solid. I'm going to move close enough to fire upon the Plague Claw catapults directly with range fire, and we're going to back it up by sending the Lord Magistrate there. This means no Grand Tactician buffing everybody up, but we really need this thing to go, rather than fire into those ordered ranks. And now we're actually going to have to most likely make use of both sides of the choke point here, as the enemies seem to be wanting to attack us from both sides. Though on the bright side, the War Drum will continue providing support to both sides as well, so we should be good. Ooh, and it looks like the Alchemist has dropped down to 50% of its HP, and frankly, it's about to get a lot more dangerous as the Night Runners with their Shuriken move in. That said, a second Searing Doom comes down on the Plague Claw catapults. They are wavering and have lost 1 artillery piece. And a second artillery piece gets gunned down by one of the lanterns. But unfortunately, the Alchemist has to back off, now suffering severe damage to continuous range fire. All the while, of course, the choke point battle as yet continues. But the Jade Warriors as yet hold the ground. Of course, all of those enemy range units have now switched fire to the Magistrate, and we're going to have to back off even with the 2 Plague Claw catapults still firing away. Couldn't quite manage to kill them all off. I'm going to pop the Regrowth, however, on our Alchemist, and maybe heal up the Lord Magistrate with an Earthblood as soon as he makes his way forward. Speaking of making their way forward, the Grey Seer has arrived and has closed the distance, similar to Throt in battles past with our Jade Warrior crossbows, but Taviana's ready to meet him with all that anti-large of hers. She does get punted away. I've actually lost sight of her. There she is. But this is still a very big target for our crossbows, who eventually bring that Screaming Bell down. And it looks like our flyers are pretty much healed. The Shuriken are drawing closer now, but that actually works well for us, because the closer they are, the more likely they will be to get targeted by our range units and more spell work. The 2 artillery pieces will, of course, continue firing away at us. But obviously that's not quite as threatening as it previously was. And a nice Gehenna's Golden Hounds clips 3 or 4 of the enemy units of Slingers, which unfortunately for the enemy tended to blob up. And by the looks of it, with that, the enemy armies will shatter, and the battle once again will be ours. A very, very nice choke point fight for us. It was a little touch and go there for a moment when the enemy arrived and held this massive hill with those 3 artillery pieces, but we were able to knock 2.5 of them out, and the remnants were just not enough. When the crews abandoned the artillery pieces, one of the rats, the rangefinder rat, and I don't know what that rat does. Is it a crank rat? Oh, it's probably the, yeah, I'm gonna say crank rat. Lever rat. Pulls the lever in order to actually fire, I assume. But anyway. Alright, there we have it. Certainly a heck of a fight, and it was a dicey proposition there for a while, but we did manage to pull it off fairly handily. And with the Vanguard deployment allowing us to destroy Throt the Unclean's main stack, and then take out the sort of annoying high-range units that this army would not be so great against because we don't have counter-artillery, then relying on various things to take out the 3 newly arriving artillery pieces. Deep striking, 1 unit of Ironclaw Tiger Warriors on top of 1, destroying the other one with a Dwellers Below Overcast, and then the third one with the combination of Muji and his Alchemist, using their Sky Lanterns to their advantage at the cost of a decent amount of HP of theirs, but healed decently well back up, though I believe the Alchemist had reached her healing cap. Anyway, we don't really need the money anymore, so we're free to heal and continue moving onward. And hopefully destroying these guys here. Another Feather Foe Torque. Man, we've been getting a lot of Feather Foe Torques lately, though considering that in this particular campaign our armies actually need them, I'm reasonably happy about it. I'm hoping that if we attack you, we can still reach you. Wait, do we reclaim? Okay, that's a question. I don't know. Does our entire faction reclaim attack or movement when we win stuff, or is it only? I don't remember. I don't really want to risk it. I'm going to assume that we can attack Fort Yakova without having to go after Thrin. And oh, for the love of. You don't have. Okay, gonna have to besiege. Yeah, this is annoying because I wanted to attack the. I wanted to attack Karakraziak this turn. I can't believe you still don't have siege attacker. The one sort of aspect of the Lord Magistrate that he could really use is a siege attacker. Blades of the Bastion and Tacticians, stand your ground, please, and let's get inspired marksmanship and start moving towards Grand Tactician as well. Alrighty, anybody here need levels? Well, I think this Gate Master, unless I'm mistaken, yeah, I could use at least wall veterans. Do that. The other one is probably fine though. Who knows, there might be another army nearby to attack us, so we should just in case be prepared for it. I mean, we should always be prepared for it, but you know what I mean. Anyway, Alchemist. I guess we could get Living Forge. Your likelihood of running out of ammunition is relatively low. At the same time, casting-wise in this particular army, it's mostly the Claw Speaker of Life. You gotta have the army glowing green when you're a Jade-themed army, so, you know. Wind Harmony, maybe? Yeah, let's go for Wind Harmony, just based on the spells that we use commonly and versus not so commonly. Anyway, you want Range Discipline because you are always in danger when floating around up there. And I do note that you don't have any kind of... Alright, grab the Shield of Talos, a little bit of extra missile resistance, and I guess we could go for... I was actually saving the Pigeon Plugger Pendant and 1 Feather Foe Torque for another army. Obsidian Amulet would give you armor, but I was going to give that to another hero as well. Stem of the Kite of Uttermost Airs. I mean, nobody's really using Force Cloak, but it would just replace the Feather Foe Torques. I'm not sure that that does anything for us. Yeah, we don't have the items necessary to outfit you with anything else. We do have some free Books of Ashur. I guess we could give you one of these. I was going to give both of these to the Dragon-Blooded Shugengun Lords. Oh, technically you're never in melee, so we could grab Cloak of Pome. Grab a Cloak of Pome, why not? Let's do that. This is going to a lord. We have no... Wait, we do have a Forbidden Rod. Yeah, we do have a Forbidden Rod in this army. So yeah, I think there's nothing else that we have. Yeah, we don't have any items to spare for you. Alright, well, let's just hope that you survive. I was hoping we had a spare, whatchamacallit, Iron Curse icon, but it's already being taken up by other alchemists. And you have the Feather Foe Torque, but you do have the Deepwood Branch for at least some of the missile resistance to make you a little bit less vulnerable up there. Yeah. And the lanterns could use more armor. Hopefully we can find some more armors of silvered steel or something. But anyway, Besiege for now. Tavian, you've leveled up once, but you're pretty much maxed out, right? In fact, no pretty much about it. You're completely maxed out in terms of your fighting capabilities. I mean, those are some nice stats. Let's get you spread control, I guess, since the other stuff doesn't matter. Alright, is there anybody else that needs to move right now? Bureaucrat obviously does not need to. Recruiter is kind of stuck. Gandari is kind of stuck. That's the second lord in this particular turn. That was just out of range of where we want it to be. Alright, what about some of the switcheroo stuff? Like this. Ashridge Mountains. We were going to try to trade this to the ogres for something. Oh, and we were going to do the Demon Stump as well for Silver Pinnacle. Alright, we should do this right now. Alright, Demon Stump.
Welcome to my throng.
For a Silver Pinnacle. And we won't take your money, I just wanted to see how much we could get out of you. Is there anybody we want you to declare war on there, buddy? I mean, I'd be tempted to tell them to declare war on Sylvania, but frankly, let's not. They're already kind of in trouble, and they nearly died, so yeah. I don't think there's anything else that we want out of this. This is the only settlement we want of theirs, and yeah.
Oathbound.
Silver Pinnacle is obviously the better settlement. But this will at least complete our province and a little bit less border gore. Just a little bit. Every little bit less counts, I guess. Iron Dragon's Edict, please. More research. What's our research rate at? 404. I was hoping to hit 500 by the end of the campaign. I'm not sure we'll get all the way up to 500, but whatever. And the Ashridge Mountains for... what was I going to trade this? Oh, for the Darkhold, yes. Ashridge Mountains for Darkhold.
Master. Make time for you.
Yes. Darkhold. And 124, you can join the war against Kugath Plaguefather. Oh, you're already at war with Kugath Plaguefather. Alright, I was going to potentially send you out to kill Helman Gorse, but I think that these guys should be able to wipe them out together. Do we want to maybe send you... Actually, now that I think about it, we could declare war on Black Crag. You know what? Maybe we wait on this one. You know, let's wait on this one a little bit. We may want to send the ogres against Black Crag later on, or against these guys. They might cross the mountains and may also put them in conflict with Clan Moors, but if they take territory here, I would actually be pretty happy with that, because we can use them as a buffer, you know? That's a plan, anyway. If it comes down to it. Anyway, I believe that's it. We have building to do, which we can't afford. Blood Peak, oh, you're actually waiting for these guys, but they're recruiting, so they can't do anything right now. And Darkhold, funnily enough. Uncollect the income here just so it doesn't rebel in the meantime. We still do have that Confederation debuff, and a lot of provinces are very unhappy about the whole public order situation. Khazad Urkulaz included, minus 19. The peasant stable's probably not helping matters. But unsurprisingly. And again, we were maybe going to trade this to Karakadrin. And we still may. 1 second, I have to move my cat. Yeah, I know. Alrighty, sorry about that. What were we doing? I guess we're just going to end the turn then. Hopefully Ungrim can take out Azag. I mean, look at his frickin' army. Azag doesn't have a Y, doesn't have a full stack. This is probably his last army as well. Please just do it without us having to do it for you. Skip. And damage building where? Oh, Fortress Strask. We don't really care about these territories either, and we're frankly going to give them up. We could also probably severely weaken the Man-Eaters by giving them Hell Pit, which we also kind of don't intend to hold, which is why we haven't prepared it. It is worth a decent chunk of change as well. There's also stuff that we could potentially give the Dolgan, but, you know, one thing at a time, I guess. Alright, let's end the turn. See what happens here. See if the Wintertooth attempts to attack Chudu and his artillery army. I don't imagine it'll go well, but he can give it a shot. But that this point, I think pretty much everybody near us is on the back foot. Let's see, Umgrim, you want us to join war against Caravan of Blue Roses. They should be dead themselves. Please go kill Azag. And we do want Azag wiped out. Wow, they actually will. I'm impressed. I am tremendously impressed. Good luck to you, sir. I guess he's going to rely on the Chimeras to try to take out the artillery before they can do the work. Fair enough, game. Fair enough. Give it a try.
Remember, you do not fight alone. All Cathay stands with you.
For our mights at range.
Huh. After the magistrate finished talking, I heard somebody else talking. Don't know if it was the alchemist or what, but I guess it doesn't really matter over much. Anyway, here we go. Interesting set of enemies to be sure. They have 5 single entity monsters, the 4 flyers and the cursed Etten, as well as the 5 units of monstrous infantry, whether it be Fimir or trolls. So, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Oh, and the 6th single entity monster of the Marauder Chieftain. But yeah, the point is we're going to have to wait and see how well our cannons can do here. Now, they certainly have the range for it. We are at 630 range on these guys. And 1.5k missile strength on the one that gets buffed by the inspired marksmanship. So yeah, just keep on volleying those cannonballs over the hills and into the enemy army. It looks like the enemy lord is already learning that this is not going to be a good time for him, as he's down to about 40% of his HP. The Etten is in a similar position, and the Skinwolves are in a similar position. Actually, kind of interesting that the monstrous infantry, the lord, and the monster are all at roughly the same or have taken roughly the same amount of damage, considering they have very different HP values and probably different stats in general. And the Etten gets knocked down, but he gets up again. We are going to keep him down, though, because, you know, a few more hits will bring him down. And speaking of being brought down, one more volley should see the Marauder Chieftain topple together with his Mammoth. One more cannonball should break the Etten. Assuming somebody actually hits him, and ooh, those poor Skinwolves are not having a good time either. And perhaps I switched targets a little bit earlier? Yeah. Alright, well, the Etten might escape with 10% of its HP or whatever. But all good. We've got other targets aplenty here, especially with even more monstrous infantry arriving on the battlefield. We gotta knock them out as priorities. So, now we switch to the Fimir and the Trolls. And the alpha damage is very, very high here. And of course, we gotta try to knock those flyers down before they make their way to our battle lines. Unfortunately for the enemy, they are stuck with the issue that their faster moving monsters have to keep pace relatively with their slow moving infantry, which means a lot more time to work away at all those monsters. And 2 of the 4 Chimeras are now down to around half of their HP. The Trolls aren't having a much greater time of it, and frankly, neither are the Fimir. Oh, and the Skinwolves are still here. That's kind of surprising. Good for them, though. Oh, I did see a fair few of those shots of cannonballs missed, though. But anyway, look how far the AI still is from our artillery, or from our army. They still have, like, 3/4, or maybe a little bit less, like half a map to cross, at the very least. A Chimera topples in a bloody heap to the ground, and only now does the enemy get into range of our rocket battery. A bit of a warning shot, as it only slightly clips a few of the other units, but let's just say we got plenty more rockets where that came from. And of course, this being the Poison Rain rocket... Wait, disoriented. A moment. Don't you have the... Wait, disoriented? Did I not give you the poison banner? Or did I remove it? Huh. Okay, so either I removed it or... Oh. I don't remember. Okay, we'll double check, whatever. Disoriented still works. In fact, it's better than the poison now that I think about it. I just call it a specialist poison because of 30% speed reduction is even stronger, and that's the reason why I like the poison in the first place, not the 15% speed reduction that it causes. Anyway, the enemy army is in dire straits already, long from our lines, and the balance of power is at about 70% in our favor. Marauder champions getting blown up by those fire rain rockets, or poison rain rockets, disorientation rain rockets. And the cannons keep bringing down the single entities. And the low entities as well. And low model units, whatever. Fimir, attempting to hide in trees does not work so well for them. Huh, don't some of the heroes, don't the Fimir Bale Fiends or maybe the Fimir Nobles give all Fimir in the army stock? Or did I imagine that? I don't remember. Anyway, the Chimera, the last, I think, Chimera, the fourth and final Chimera, yep, is just about done for. The enemy infantry or monstrous infantry is frankly just about half HP all across the board. And they would still have to get really close to actually do anything, so I don't think they are gonna do anything, that is. And what the heck? What is this? I am not entirely sure what I'm seeing here. Oh, the Iron Claw Warriors summoned. That's what we're seeing here. They disappeared after being summoned, though I don't actually remember summoning them. I could, in theory, be a desync, but I mean, our artillery are still firing away at whatever it is that they need to fire at, and these are garrison troops with basically no HP that we are free to sacrifice. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a minor desync. I say minor because, while the majority of the enemy army was regardless destroyed before they were able to reach us or really do anything. Too bad, so sad for the Norskins. And how much ammunition do we have? Actually, you are starting to run out. And you are starting to run out, but keep in mind, with 2 Gate Masters with 4 uses of restock total, 2 remaining, these cannons could have kept firing for a while yet. That they don't need to do, however, as the enemy army shatters without having achieved anything at all. Alrighty, there we go. Credit to the AI for trying, but yeah, that was absolutely brutal. The Luminarch lens causing a 40% weakness to fire damage, and our artillery doing fire damage sees most of the enemy destroyed at range, even though we're not doing anything obnoxious like having multiple poison rain rockets or rocket batteries. It's mostly the hairball launcher and the other grand cannons, and doing a lot of work, and damn well do they do good work. Lovely. We will take the, I mean, I guess technically we are in our own territory, but at the same time we could probably forgo the money, so just in case heal, who knows if somebody attacks again. Like so. I doubt it, but you never know. Hey, hostile hero activity, critical failure, beautiful. And, oh, you try to block Muji from moving, that makes sense. Wait, you try to block Muji from moving? He's been sieging you. He's not going anywhere. Alright, well, fair enough. Warhorse for somebody else. Ally mission aborted. Finally. Oh, are you telling me the Dolgan actually managed to wipe them out? Huh. Either that or Wintertooth or somebody. Maybe Hagrief? I don't know. But that annoying mission has been up for ages. And hey, upkeep reduction -5. It's also real nice. Goldtooth, I was hoping for an immediate mission from you, but alas. Samoth, not happening. Throg, maybe happening. Wait, Canute is... no. Nobody nearby. Where are you, Canute? All the way up here. Huh, and you're worth more than Throggy is. Go figure. And this wants us to kill Vamps, but that's not happening. I wonder if any of the territories have been changing hands with the man-eaters. Been trying to watch their territory ever since we declared war upon them. Haven't really seen much in the way of changes. But anyway, Muji, take this out, please. And, well, I guess the question is, well, it would probably be worth a decent amount if we sacked it, but at the same time, we could keep it and transfer it to somebody because, I don't know, it's a little bit too far to defend now. Mostly what I'd really like to do is, an armor fortune. Mostly what I'd really like to do is open a free route for our caravans to travel. That would be just fantastic. Dragon sentries. And we'll immediately go for the archer platforms. Cloudwork Hall versus Indish Pillar. Delete the Indish Pillar, replace it with growth or public order. At least for now. Likelihood that we trade it is still, you know, extremely high. Anyway, Trudge Craven Tail is your last stand, buddy. Your last stand. Though I fear you... Oh, you... don't bother stealing tech from here. I'd like you to head to Caracade Peaks to make sure that it's Moors there. I don't think it can be anybody else, but just in case it is, or just in case it isn't, you take out Spite Reach and destroy these guys for good. And frankly, we'll most likely abandon the territory, because I don't want to sit here and defend a garbage miner territory. Alright, and I guess we could raise it. Just raise it. Alright, we should still regain the movement range and be able to move back into our own territory. And you have to meet up with another army, though at the same time we want you to hit Black Crag to get that relic. We only need 2 relics after all, and Clan Rictus destroyed. Isn't it beautiful? Alright, might as well build defenses here while we're at it. Like so. Then, Goldtooth killed the little rebel army for us. Well, that's so sweet. I like it. Alright, you guys still kicking? Still trying to take him out at the Haunted Forest? I want to see if you guys can succeed. There's a lot of you here. Jiao Ming, by the looks, had failed and lost his main stack. Please don't make us send an army down there. Don't make us do all the work. Just a little bit less work, a little bit. Anyway, I would like you to... Okay, why do you have extra troops? I know that they're being traded, but you have more troops than you should. How was I going to fit war lines in this army? What the heck? Oh. You have 2 extra Tiger Warriors. I feel like I miscalculated or miscounted something. But I don't remember what it was. We have 1 Alchemist, 1 Drum, 4 Tigers to be replaced by other Tigers. 1 Claw Speaker. How do we fit the Jet Lions? I'm not sure. Well, I miscalculated something. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but, I'll try to figure it out later. What I would like you to do is to meet Bhashiva at Black Crag. So go this way. Yeah, go this way. Wait, Ashridge Mountains we are going to trade for anyway, so it's about to be our territory, so we should heal a little bit more there. Then I would like the Claw Speaker in this army because we need the replenishment. So go here.
They should not fear.
Celestial General.
Like so. You go here. You know what, let's put everything that's earmarked for Bhashiva specifically in this army right now. Then
Celestial ancestors.
I would like you to increase your replenished troopage, like so. It's a word, or set of words. I would like to take away the Ironclaw Tigers and the Tiger Warriors, which are meant for Bhashiva. You can then have 1, 2, 3, which only gives you space for 3 Tiger Warriors. Alright, I guess I miscalculated and you only can get 2 jet lines rather than... Why can't we do this? Exchange units. Oh, these guys, the Celestial Dragon Guard count. And the War Drum counts. Huh. Wait, so we'd only have room for 1 jet line? Oh, I don't like that. I mean, technically we later will have room for 3. You know what, do this for now. There is a tech. Once we're done with the Grace of Shenyang, we can head to Allied Harmony and increase that Allied recruitment capacity per army. It will take a few turns to get there, but we have to go through capacity anyway, so that's good. And I don't dislike the Winds of Magic per turn as well, plus we can... Is there anything else useful here? Summons and Chaos Wasteland Climate thing, and immunity to Chaos Waste Attrition, so we may as well. We may as well indeed. Alrighty, then... Since Bhashiva's moved, and we don't need to do anything in Armies of Shangyang... Actually, you know what, let's check Armies of Shangyang, 1 second. 1 second. Jamming goals. Okay, so destroy ecstatic legions. That actually would be, in theory, potentially easy. If we can do it at the right time, together with this. So, Muji, you're gonna move away from Fort Yakova, regardless of what's going on here. Wait, did I do this? Did I move you here this turn? Oh, no. Alright, my bad, dude, my bad. You. go after this little fella. And I saw Winter Tooth. Ah, there they are. Ooh, they got a lot of stuff. Alright, so auto-resolve this. I assume this shouldn't damage our army, but you never know, because artillery armies are often very weird by auto-resolve standards. As in, the auto-resolve freaks out at their existence, essentially. Yeah, but it looks like we're fine. Alright, then, can you go into encamp here? Yes. Go into encamp. And decent likelihood Throg attempts to attack us. He's got a lot of good stuff, plus Throg himself. Yeah, stay right here in encamp with the bonuses, see if they attack you. And I was gonna put you into this army, but especially with that Dragonfire handgun that you have, but now, for now... Yeah, Shield of Talos. I don't want to switch you guys out. You have Ruby Ring of Ruin, Staff of Wuxing, and Hunter's Talon. I was hoping to get another Hunter's Talon here as well. Let us level up. Preparedness drills will need to be prepared. Someone cue the song. Drill Disciple, and Masterful Shot and Wall Veteran, please. And... I'm gonna get 1 point in range Disciple nonetheless. The heroes have a tendency to get targeted by stuff. And then you... Oh. You are not... Wait, you are doing Metallurgic Refining, right? Yeah, so you need to do Alchemical Hardening. Alright, fine. Alchemical Hardening it is. Although, admittedly, the armor isn't as critical in this particular army. We can still grab doubling up on the poison. You will eventually need the missile resistance. We will want to go through all of this stuff. And it's not as critical to get Gehennas because we already have it in the other army. Now, since you need to leave the army, and come back into the army, like so, for Alchemical Hardening. There we go, and I got a little bit of extra armor on all y'all. Alright, Gate Master. Masterful Shot into Wall Vet. You have Volley Master. Let's get your Range Discipline. And get you that Foe Seeker, but more hard to hit, more importantly, in case you need to fight Throg. You can go through this to get our Harmonic Hardening. Again, these guys have a tendency to get targeted by everything. Missile Resistance as well. And let's grab, I think, Transmutation of Lead, though I am tempted by Glittering Robe. Nonetheless, I think Transmutation of Lead. If Throg or somebody reaches us, it's going to be an issue. Yeah. Transmutation of Lead, and maybe even wins a Magic Power Reserve increase. Every little bit's gonna count here. What about the Claw Speaker? Ah, yes, Mentor, good. Pit of Shades to get in the enemy's way. You know, let's get a second point in Miasma and Smoke and Mirrors as well. Miasma mainly because we might need to slow somebody down. 2 points in Pit of Shades, Earthing, Magical Reserves, and Arcane Conduit. Alright, good. You're ready for potentially getting attacked. Now, who still needs to move? Gandari, yes. The annoyance of you having gotten stuck here. And, they're probably going to reclaim... Question. They might go to Fort Dwarslav with this little annoying army, but it is what it is. You, go here to Pillar of Skulls. Auto-resolve it. Yeah, auto-resolve it. And then sack it. Then, since you have your movement back, go into Stalking Stance, kill this. Chase it down, and then go back and occupy. Since the Dolgan aren't doing a good job clearing out this portion of the map, I guess Gandari has to do it. Always comes down to Gandari having to do everything. Wow, why did we get 428 Iron Favor for that? What the heck? Weird. Maybe because it was remnants of another army? Not sure. Anyway, occupy this place now. Alright, good. Clan Molder, we just gotta get them out of this sort of area. And we'll repair it for now. I'm probably not gonna keep it, but, you know, we shall see. As long as we punt the Molder clan out of away from our borders, we won't have to defend the sort of passage south of Uskalak, which I would really prefer. Bureaucrats are recruiting, the other recruiter's just kind of stuck where he is. We could potentially put you into Fort Dwarslav, as it's unlikely that... Well... Tribe Slaughter is gonna fall regardless. Although, what's the likelihood that you could actually reach Fort Dwarslav? I don't really care about recruiting, I'm just wondering if... Oh, wait, lose this. Yeah, you know what? Go to Tribe Slaughter. I'm just wondering if there's no other army at Stormvrak Mount, even with this garbage, you should be able to defend against this, because it's even more garbage. So you should be fine, in theory. Get you unyielding while you're at it. Even though you're technically a recruiter, we'd have to reset you anyway. And let's get you hard to hit. And then what about the Gate Master? You can go Bulwark, Jade Standard, Bastions, Defenders, and you're a Tactician, so you're useless, so you don't matter. Let's go for Preparedness Drills. We will grab Tactician. Oh, you already have Tactician. Huh, I guess it saves you a point, technically speaking. Let's get Protective Oversight for this particular purpose. Placable Spirit while you're fighting. A single point worth of melee attack. And I'm going to say hard to hit, because you're probably going to have to be the one to fight the enemy lord. Are you able to leave the army? No. I was hoping you could leave it and then come back in to get the preparedness drills, but all good. If you can't, you can't. Who's next? A Guardian does not need to move. A Tharv. You're waiting for the turn and channeling while you're at it, so you're good as you are. You are still waiting for your last hero. Oh, it's another martial artist. Come on. Alrighty, we could raid these guys' territory, but I'm kind of disinclined to immediately attack them right now. Ah, yeah, these guys have taken Mount Squighorn, although it's really only Mount Gunbad that we care about because of the relic there.
Grand Cathay, chosen by the Celestial
Go here.
Dragon.
Actually, do you even need to steel tech anymore? Wait. 20 turns and 18 turns. Yeah, you guys don't need to steel tech anymore. You can go to Falls of Doom now. You do need to steel tech. This guy's good. I think we have one other tech thief. Alright, so that's you. Ah, critical failure. Whatever. Whatever, we're fine. It doesn't matter anymore. You are fine where you are. Who are you? 1G. Martial artist. Why do I want an alchemist as a martial artist? I think it was just the only one. Yeah, it was basically the only option, so I figured, I might as well use something because the Tharv is going to need an alchemist of some kind. So pop in there, please. Like so. And oh, you are also going to need one of the Gate Masters. You are what? Yeah, you're a bureaucrat. So I guess we could move this guy down, just because he may have a useless trait, but he's at rank 13 now, and I don't want to wait a million turns for them to level, you know what I mean? Alrighty, so you guys have already moved. Wait, who's Huo Song again? Oh yeah, you're fine. And then the Guardians are fine as well. Alright, so that sounds like we're free to build buildings, then move onward. Might even want to move past this in order to, you know what, start moving slowly forward, essentially. You are technically waiting, but we don't want Mount Gunbad to get taken by these guys. Technically speaking, we don't want Blackcrag taken by these guys either, but that's life. Bhashiva, wait, you're good for now. I was going to say we should now declare war on Blackcrag and draw the ogres in. But maybe we'll wait until they reposition to deal with Kugath so that we don't have to do it ourselves, and maybe they can protect Ruin's End. I would prefer not to have to trade it, which is also now a distinct possibility, but we'll see. Alright, Azorna School. Ah, you reached rank 5, or tier 5. Kind of impressed. What are we missing here? Do we need the control building? In theory, it should balance out once the... actually, we could lose the growth building while we're at it. Wait. How many of the growth buildings do we have here? So you have a money building. You could be replaced by the capacity building. Well, now that I think about it, I'm not sure that we need the capacity buildings anymore. Nonetheless, we could still build them. Alright, either way then, we'll go... Well... Yeah, go for control. We'll delete the growth here, I suppose. And then we will get one of these. Funnily enough, we could build the crane gun hall for more research rate. We do, as always, need more research rate, to be fair. It's unfortunate that this gives us such a nice buff, but our garrison effectively doesn't get too much value out of it. Well, recruitment capacity plus 1 faction wide. Oh, that's neat. Alright, go for that, and I guess we'll keep the peasant stables for now. Obviously keep the wisdom's bounty as well. Honestly, you know what, I'll build that last because this is going to be much more expensive to build. And then I guess we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So either we get rid of both growth buildings, but then what the heck do we put here when we don't have capacity, or we get rid of none? I mean, I guess if we build the control building here, then we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we could just get rid of 1. Alright, fine. We'll do the growth building there, which means getting rid of this growth building, but keeping this one. Actually, we could replace it with control. Screw it, just replace it with control. Alright, while we're here. Too much thinking. Anyway, Blood Peak. I would love to level you, but we need a Tharv to be complete first. You are going for money, and I go with this. It's gonna be a bit until you're tier 5, so we can ignore you otherwise. And oh, I believe the plagues should have run their course now as well. Wait, so let's first of all build stuff up here. Now you have all the infrastructure. You need the money infrastructure. And you also will want to grab Astromancer capacity versus... I don't know, we're building a lot of these smog-bound spires everywhere. But admittedly, the additional campaign line of sight... Well, we should definitely have these on these sort of borders. Eventually, we've got more space to get out of the growth, so we can ignore that as well for now. Anyway, Wisdom's Bounty, please wait. Yes, Wisdom's Bounty. That's the right one. You can go growth. You can go control. And what do we have here? Giant Hoe Mountains. Build the peasant thing. Oh! Dogan sacked Krakadrak and didn't destroy it. Of course, that's the AI for you. Turning back and refusing to finish off the enemy faction. I still get so irked that they programmed the AI to do this. I really strongly feel like it should be a toggleable thing, you know? Like, you should be able to toggle that on and off. Like, AI will destroy enemy factions rather than leaving them with one settlement and moving away. Because it's silly. And are you... Did you go past Azag, or did he go past you? Please go kill him, or else he'll jump down here and then annoy us more. Azag. Anyway, skip. And diplomacy.
Mercenary lord.
Man-eaters want to trade. I'd really rather trade with Carcassonne.
Let them speak.
Oh. The dwarves don't like them. Whatever.
Naturally.
It'll pay for itself, not that we actually need the money, but it'll pay for itself in 2 turns, so I'm willing to pay. And Kuhan, you want to go for a non-agro military access, rather. I don't mind. Cordivly Barros, you're dead, basically, so nothing to do there. Mulder wants peace. They do still have 12 settlements remaining, though, so fairly impressive. And military alliance with Golden Order? Yeah, why not? Go straight into military alliance.
More valuable. So be it.
There you go. They have good stuff, the Empire. That would mix nicely with our gunnery units, but this is more of a Tiger campaign than a straight-up regular Cathay campaign, you know? So, yeah, anyway, skip. And still no caravans. We're almost... Well, actually, in theory, we could travel here, but we want to travel to Erengrad, which is through piles of enemy territory, so we can't do that yet. Alas. Oh well, end turn for now. Alright, let's see if Throggy decides to attack us with 3 armies, and ooh, what do you want? You want a non-aggression pact. Major threat, eh? He's still strength rank 4, impressively. Yeah, the last potential order of business is if we get into a fight with the Dolgan, to set them, or the Man-Eaters, either one, it doesn't matter, to set the Dolgan and the Man-Eaters against each other. They're both rather strong factions and would potentially be annoying each other for a while, though again, we've set both of them against lots of factions around them, so this is working quite well. Alright, ally attacks army. Ooh, is he dead? Oh, the plagues are still plaguinating. At least it's a Nurgle plague. Actually, speaking of plagues, hey, there's that great celestial banner, and banner of the Empress's Eye. Alright, I wanted to see whether the banner of the Empress's Eye could be given to Satan. Or not. It would be really great if it could. Where is it? Reload and a 20% range. I'm willing to bet that it can only be... that it can't, but well, I'd like to see first. Then, I did say I wanted to go for Allied Harmony. 6 turns. Gonna take a bit, but may as well. Cooldown for all spells. Really? Construction for ports? Who the heck cares? We have like 1 port in our entire faction. I'm actually not exaggerating. We have 1 port in our entire faction. I do like the tradable resources produced, though, but, you know, obviously not critical. Especially now that... Oh, there's an anti-plague thing. You know what? Let's get 1 point in the anti-plague thing. The plagues have been extremely irritating. And I believe you've been deplaguinated. Yes, so you're good. Alright. Next up, Bhashiva, you're moving again. This time, we're sending you all the way around to Black Crag, and ooh, I see Moors is advancing against the dwarfs, but if the Orky problem is solved, then it won't matter all that much. Looks like they're going to the high place. You will move past the World's Edge Archway, and you're moving to Mount Gunbad for the relic. In fact, I'm almost tempted to... Will you suffer? You'll suffer attrition here. I mean, we wouldn't be able to reach one Gunbad in one go anyway, so I think we're willing to take one turn of attrition. These guys' settlements are pretty much done anyway, or their armies are done. Oh, and we don't need to move the tech thieves anymore. Beautiful. Well, let's move whoever does need to. Oh, the Rog was stout. I mean, it makes sense. He just lost a bunch of his armies attempting this, but yeah. Alright, fine. Start moving this way around to Azazel, but we have to travel in an camp stance, which is a bit of a shame. We're busy, and I wanted to send some units here, some armies here to deal with this. And, you didn't attempt this? Alright, you stay here. Gandari can't catch you. You know what? Gandari, I know it's gonna suffer, you're gonna suffer a little bit of attrition, but I'm thinking we just book it all the way to Stormwrack Mount and wipe them out here. We can come back and chase this guy down after. And if he goes for Pillar of Skulls, he goes for Pillar of Skulls. I just don't care that much. Alright, go Gandari, go. And actually, Gandari, do you have... Yeah, let's put another point in Reassuring Presence. I am reassured that Gandari is on the case myself. Fervent and Irrepressible.
Ever stronger.
There you go. Ever stronger indeed. Alrighty.
Obey without question.
And yeah, at this point, I've been so happy with Gandari's performance. I think we are indeed going to add the Iron Tiger to the community canon. I'd like to think that with all of the challengers that he's been, you know, hunting and defeating, maybe he's got a sort of similar concept to, I don't know, Wulfric or maybe Skulltaker. Or like Wulfric, and he's got a challenge from the Thousand Gods to defeat a specific champion of one of their enemies. Or something. Unless somebody comes up with something better. Well, as usual, suggestions open, and as I do for every single community canon lord, I will mix various suggestions into one thing and put them in a blender. As one does. Anyway, who else still needs to move? Oh, you know what? I do know who needs to move. You are still traveling towards Bhashiva, and you will now be able to close the distance rather quickly. Frankly, I guess we didn't even need to separate you two. And, oh, I wish you weren't... Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have actually taken away the most damaged tiger units from your army. Let's move you this way. Give them back to you for now, and let them heal up. Like so. Or... Oh yeah, just trade them. There you go. With the Claw Speaker there to heal them via replenished troops, they will heal up much faster for the eventual transferment to Bhashiva. Bureaucrat Jang, I was originally going to put Jade Warriors in the army with the Tharv, but he kind of doesn't have room for them. Especially since he buffs Ironclaw Tiger Warriors. And we'll just give him the Ironclaw Tigers as his main line and the Jade Lancers instead. The Jade Lancers will work with the Jade Lines. Plus, you know what? We already have an army with tons of Jade Warriors. And let's face it, the Sawai are based around buffing the Ironclaw Tigers, basically every one of their skills, and buffs them in some way. Therefore, it makes more sense to give them that. Also, I was going to give you a... Really? Harmonizer? Useless. I was going to give you one of these guys, and I guess we'll send him southward. But I believe you're ready to move. Alright, good luck, sir. You. We're good here. Making 5k now, pretty good. March stance. And frankly, we're not actually really in need of the bureaucrats anymore either. But anyway, go here. This causes us a loss of 700 gold per turn, but I'm willing to bet we'll save more than that because stuff is expensive. From 9,000 down to 3,300. Pretty darn solid. Build a cannon emplacements, build whatever this is, and... Oh, it's, you know, it's harmonized, which is why it's... Yeah, alright. That's fine, though. Alrighty, and then you're stuck here for the turn. I guess you're gonna have to go back there afterwards. So, let's see what else we've got here. Miao Yang, Recruiter, you're fine. Muji, you can move again. It does mean leaving Fort Chakova, but it will also mean soon wiping these guys out. Oh. I am willing to complete this quickly. Assuming that, let's check armies of Shangyang. Ooh, I didn't quick save, that might have been iffy. 4 turns, okay, we got time. Where's Plesk? Oh, okay, so of course, now that we took, Now we get the easy missions, game. Now we get the missions that are super quick to complete. Infuriating. Anyway, that's just my luck, though. I love it. Anyway, what do we have here? You go to Caracade Peaks just to check. I'm 99% sure it's Clan Moors there. The tech thieves don't need to tech thief, and the only one that did was the one that got wounded. Alrighty, and ooh, Kugath is moving to these guys' territories. Let's see if you guys can wipe them out. And Jiaming is back. It looks like these guys have failed in taking the Haunted Forest, though. You wanna maybe... Oh, right, we're not at war with these guys. I feel like they're not gonna be competent enough to take it. Maybe we send a Tharv down there. We gotta do something. Although I was gonna have him pick up the extra... This guy. Oh. This army wouldn't be able to win here, right? Oh, right, we have no garrison here. You know what, let's stay there for now and we'll deal with it later. I guess we're into building, and then turn ending. And then seeing whether Wintertooth wants to attack us with like 3 armies. It's a distinct possibility. What do we have here? Zornus Cool, Uzkalak. Ah, yes, you reached the high tier. Ooh, look at that public order drop. Wait, you don't still have... Oh, you do still have the peasant stables. Fair enough. Wait, that means we can build the Crane Gunpowder Hall, or the Dragon Armory, or the Claw Speaker Barracks. Let's build the Claw Speaker Barracks. Like, we will build the Control Building as well, but only after we remove the peasant stables. So yeah, let's go for the Claw Speaker thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Good. Alright, so that means here we are free to build the Jade Muster, and then here we gotta build something. I guess Control? Oh, wait, no. We can't build the Control because it'll interfere with the Harmony thing. Unless, wait, we can build Control here and here instead. Yeah, we don't need the capacity anymore. Control and Control, just so we don't have to constantly check the Control and be annoyed at it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. Alright, that works nicely. You. Fortune's offerings, please. More money. What do we have here? Let's upgrade you with the Iron Mine for obvious reasons. Alright, Control for you. We've got the upgrade here of the Golden Walls, and these are relatively cheap, so we can get rid of the Peasant Stables at the Bone Gulch now, and go for, I guess, Growth to start. Yeah. Alright, Scalded Delta. We have, our one and only port that we are definitely not wasting a tech on. It would be pointless to build the defenses here, just because even if we did, like, even if these guys came and attacked it, the defenses wouldn't help. Garrisons aren't good enough in vanilla to make it worth our time. I pretty much never build garrison buildings in minor settlements in vanilla because of this. There's only a couple of exceptions, as in some factions that are able to benefit from it. But this is not one. Anyway, Iron Mining Pit, minus 20 public order. We don't need to collect money here. Oh, wow, it's still minus 16. I guess we'll build the public order thing here, then. Rather than the iron, much as I'd like the iron. And Darkhold, we are still planning to trade. I was gonna have you attack the Black Crag, but these guys are looking pretty weak now. As in, maybe we're free to declare war on them regardless? Alright. Let us ask. Wait, Karazakarak Clan Angrund. We are not in an alliance with you, so we'll join your war against the Iron Clawworks for a military alliance. Hopefully that doesn't set us against the Wood Elves, but they're so far it wouldn't matter anyway. Like so.
If you insist.
There you go. Now we're friendly with the dwarfs, and you know what? Let's just take a look. Yeah, we could just do the military alliance with Elspeth as well. Yeah, why not?
The dead are thick about
At this point, the vision and all that doesn't matter, and even if they do draw us into a war, it will not hurt us all that much. What else do we have here? Arguelon almost wants a non-aggression pact, but that's because they've lost the Waterfall Palace to the Man-Eaters, so they're a very weak faction. Notice that the other Wood Elves don't nearly as much want the pact. We're not trading with the Man-Eaters because, frankly, a lot of factions would be upsetty about it, even though we did set them against a lot of our enemies. Or a lot of everyone's enemies, really. Yeah, alright, so that was Diplo. We don't need to move the heroes, potentially, although I did want to double-check any alchemists. From here, we got... sure-footed. Okay, getting bad luck with the alchemists lately. They're also expensive. Wait, not expensive. I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, not sort of expensive. Experience is low, so it's going to take a while to level them, which is why I'm considering just not giving Bhashiva one. And because it might take too long. Oh, what level do they need to be to get the magic magic? Oh, it's actually relatively low. Oh, so you only need to be level 3 to unlock that. That actually seems overpowered, to be honest. It should be a high rank alchemist thing, not pretty much immediately, right? Cathay already has pretty much everything. They don't really need more. Anyway, and this coming from somebody who absolutely loves the faction just because of all the varieties of stuff that you can do with it. Anyway, let's skip. And I think that's it. Other than, well, if Throg attacks, Throg attacks. Sounds like a name of like an old movie. Throg attacks, you know? Like Mars attacks, but Throg. You get it. Anyway. Well, let's see if he does as Mars does. Oh, wow. Are you guys at war with the Dolgan yet, Meow Yang? Yes, you are. And we're not. And the Dolgan are being pressured from south of the wall. All the while still being locked in combat with these guys by the looks of it. But not fighting Molder, so I'm still not happy with them. But yeah, I think our manipulations of the Dolgan and of the Chaos factions, or just our enemies or potential enemies in this particular campaign, has been very worthy of Tzeentch, which is ironic considering Tzeentch is trying to once again take control or enthrall or whatever the Tiger Warriors, or the Tigermen rather. Hey, Throg's gonna come up, but he's not gonna attack. What is this? Confederation, Disciples of Maw and Maneaters. Well, that's interesting. Huh, go figure. Ambusher discovered. Although maybe that's why Tzeentch wants them in the first place, because all of this manipulations. Troll Country is gonna rebel. I was gonna give that to somebody. Oh. You've lost Erengrad. I wanted to send somebody to get that relic. Frankly, we could have manually marched over there, but with these guys positioned here, with a strong military presence, these would fall. Now, let me get you to fight anybody else that you're not currently fighting. Other than Dolgan, maybe the Demon Prince? Alright, let's give you Fortress Trosk. Join war against Legion of Chaos, Red Fleet, Shadow Legion, and I mean Ironclaw works probably. That's something. And give us 74,000. Really, what are you doing with all your money? This will weaken him considerably. I was hoping that he'd do some work to kill Sylvania in the same way that he's been attacking Bretonia. He's actually made several gains in Bretonia and has taken massive 4-kill. Man-eaters, you've been pretty interesting. But yeah, we'll take your million money, or 74,000 money. There you go. This place will still rebel, though. I kind of don't want to trade this place to him. You know what? Abandon it. The reason I don't want to trade it to him right now is because it'll be costing a lot of cash to do it. Not a lot of cash, makes no sense. It would be costing us relationship with other factions as they would get upset about it. That makes more sense. Auto resolve. Alright, and that's pretty much it for the rats around here. I don't really care about this territory, but we'll hold on to it for now. Reduce the construction cost as well, and start building up, I don't know, tribe slaughter, I guess. Ugh, 5,000 gold. I guess Stormwrack Mount then, because it's a 3,000 gold. Granted, we can afford it, but still. We'll need the peasant things here as well. Delete this. And, I mean, keep the money, though I'd rather have growth and public order here. You know what, delete the money. Alrighty, and technology. We did the anti-plaganation thing. Oh. I didn't skip that last turn, did I? I don't know. Allied Harmony either way. Wait, you want to go through Dragon Emperor's Blessing? Or Yin Muse? Wins a magic power, reserve all armies. It does the same thing, effectively. So it doesn't matter. Allied Harmony it is. Alrighty, and Froggy. I was about to say, will you stay or will you go? You have no choice, because Tavi of the Bjornlings is in the process of screwing you over. Valiant defeat, you say? Certainly. There's a lot of trolls and stuff here. And we wouldn't be able to withdraw. But nonetheless.
Rejoice, for we have courage stronger than even the great Bastion.
Oh, I love that sound. All of the grand cannons firing at the same time. Is it not magnificent? Yeah, clearly Wintertooth has not learned its lesson, and now they have to face the artillery army in a choke point battle at that. Needless to say, I don't imagine this is going to go well for them at all. Obviously, our fiery units will all begin while firing at the enemy, including, by the looks of it, I saw a few shots from our peasant archers. Bandits of the Silver Road, up to 238 range now. Huh. Wait, what's buffing their range so much? I guess it doesn't really matter. But what does matter is they're here for a reason, and that reason is to apply the flammable. Weakness to fire damage plus 20% on top of the 40% offered by the Luminar cleanse. Meaning anything that draws close is gonna burn all the harder. The poor enemy lord tries to weather the storm, heading directly towards the Gout of Flame, only to be annihilated. All the chimeras have dropped out of the sky, and the enemy infantry are in the process of getting annihilated. Oh, those poor Norskins. And considering how good or how strong Norska has gotten with the recent buffs to it, this is a testament to the strength of our artillery. And again, a very reasonable three grand cannons and one Hellstorm fire rain rocket battery. Nothing overboard. Anyway. Now this first enemy army is destroyed, but that was only a warm-up, of course, as Throg and his Wa are here as well, and you could say that they're the main enemy forces. Also interesting that once again, Throg seemed considering we beaten him once or twice now. Not entirely sure. What I am sure of is, I remember he fought Gandari, what I am sure of is he's recruited another super high-rank army with ranks 6, 7, 8, and 9. On all of his units. We certainly can't recruit anywhere near that level. Although I think we could, in theory, build Tiger Warriors or recruit Tiger Warriors at rank 9. It would have to be at the cost of sacrificing... I'm not entirely sure. I think it's the melee, sacrificing the melee defense bonus in our recruitment province. We'd have to switch to the attack bonus, and frankly, the defense is much more valuable on the relatively fragile tigers. But anyway. Throg has of course arrived with his Wa and his army in tow, which means a lot more monstrous infantry to work through. Well, let's see how many skin wolves we can take out with a single cannon blast. Or however many whatever else we hit. The enemy has a long way to travel, similar to previous Norscan armies, and unfortunately for them, they travel so long only to get into the choke point here. Once they do, at the very least. All the while, the cannon fire and rocket fire continues to menace them. Throg can probably take many a cannonball to the face, though. 10,000 HP, 65 armor isn't all that heavy, but 25% missile resistance, pretty solid. But yeah, where he's at minus 60% fire resistance, 20 thanks to troll regeneration, and 40 thanks to the Luminar cleanse, and then he'll be at minus 80% if the what are you doing? He'll be at minus 80% if these archers, the bandits of the Silver Road, hit him. Yeah, wellity, if it isn't a Dreadmaw moving forward and immediately losing half of its HP, followed by a second Dreadmaw. Can't have too many Dreadmaws, I suppose, although one gets shattered rather quickly and moves off the battlefield. It does look like the enemy arrives with a Skin Wolf Wear Cannon. Huh. Remember these cannons being up here, and certainly I don't remember destroying them with our own grenade volleys. Looks like a desync on these. Kind of interesting. Huh. Yeah, lately the artillery seems to have started desyncing. I wonder why, and it's only been happening to this artillery army. What's changed for the artillery, I wonder? Did we move something else into this army that could potentially cause desyncs? Is there any kind of upgrade? Maybe they're not supposed to have the disoriented on them, and that's what's causing it? Because it only started in the last couple of episodes that we've gotten some desyncs on the artillery. I mean, granted, they're still more or less still working as they're supposed to. Hey, there's a fireball coming in. smack into Throg even as he gets knocked down. And everything else is firing as it's supposed to. Oh, poor Throg. He's certainly disoriented. Cannonball, cannonball, fireball, cannonball. Not having a great time. And yeah, other than that one cannon, it seems that most of the units are still fighting where they should. Whatever. At the end of the day, it's a very minor desync with only one unit either susceptible or affected by it. It's actually kind of maybe that artillery armies are, generally speaking, the best armies to have a desync happen to, as you're generally not controlling too many of the units all that much, and those that are probably not going to move into position because they have massive range and are able to fire at all the enemy units, alright? And so, in effect, controlling an artillery army that suffers a desync, minor or major, is just going to more or less still perform exactly as it should, because you're kind of inadvertently playing around the desync by not giving direct orders to the rest of the army, you know what I mean? As clearly worked out here. And I remember that most of the damage dealt was actually by Throg's, ability. Which kind of makes sense since it still managed to hit our unit. But anyway, easy little fight. The enemy never really manages to cross that choke point. Alright, there we go. Another absolutely brutal loss for poor Throg and the Winter Tooth. Pretty much the only damage came in from either Throg's vomit or another potential item or ability he had. Oh, he had the Frost Dragon scale as well. So basically, yeah, 100% or 98% damage came in just from Throg's items and abilities. Otherwise, pretty much nothing was crossing that choke point to get to our guns. Admittedly, the piles of Grand Cannons, or piles of 3 Grand Cannons, are a very strong counter to Throg's whole sort of situation, and the fact that trolls already have fire weakness, and we increase that fire weakness massively with the Luminar Clans, and just annihilate them with, well, everything. Yeah, I think it was absolutely the right decision to send everybody down here. Or up here. As originally I was going to send this army another way, but it worked out pretty darn well. With the fire weakness causing thing that this army's got going on. So yeah, anyway, we will heal up for obvious reasons. Great job to that Poison Rain Rocket. They've been stars throughout this particular campaign. And we only have one, but, well, one is all you need sometimes. That guy seems upset. Or happy. It's kind of hard to tell. And there we go. Mission successful and defeated Throg. Probably not at all helpful to a guy in a Sky Lantern, but you know, better than nothing, I guess. And another Sky Lantern. There we go. Now we have 3 Sky Lanterns in this army. Isn't it a lovely sight? Anyway, oh, you guys are looking to reclaim Sjöktraken, which is, well, great for you, I suppose. I hope that this guy's not gonna let you. Oh, is he actually gonna claim Yechich now? Maybe he is. Maybe he is. But whether he is or he isn't, we're gonna have to find out next time, because we're out of time, and I'm gonna call the episode here. And how close are we to... one more turn and +5 control faction-wide. That's why we took that Confederation penalty, and it'll completely counteract all the public order lost in that time. So that's beautiful. Next time, we will look to hitting Black Crag. Assuming that these guys can't reach it in one turn, we should be able to take it with Bhashiva, thereby acquiring our 14th relic, and we are proceeding towards Mount Gumbad, where we can perhaps acquire the 15th and complete this aspect of the Bhashiva campaign. Probably, what, 1 or 2 more episodes left, actually. We're very close to completing all of our objectives and thereby activating the final battle. It's been pretty fun. And just a little bit more fun to go. So stay tuned, don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.